Good morning, chicken family. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are. I want to talk today, excuse me, a little bit about crafting. So we had the chicken devs a couple weeks ago launch blueprints, and now I want to talk about crafting because crafting is the next step. Once we have a blueprint in chicken, we have the recipe or the ingredients in order to create or craft an NFT that we can now use to equip on our farmland or on our chicken or rooster. And this is very important next step in the game because rooster and chicken will eventually be having cockfights. And how do you think they're going to be equipped? How do you think they're going to get all of the things they need to be very efficient and effective fighters in the cockfight? It's going to come from foraging, and it's going to come from blueprints, and it's going to come from crafting. And these crafts, these items that we will create from the resources that we have been foraging with our birds, chickens, and roosters, we can add those to our farmland, we can add them to our chicken and to our rooster. And so right now we are at the infant stages of foraging, crafting, and so I thought I'd do a video just to show you the basic steps associated with crafting. So you can probably see my screen right now. I've got it in the crafting portion of the foraging tab. So obviously chicken, rooster, farmland, go down to forage, and you've got forage, WormFarm, inventory, and then crafting. Okay. So we have available SIPs or consumables, which are things that we can also craft, if you will, for use, limited use. And then we got the equipables or the equips. And these equips are going to be attached to our farmland or our rooster or our chicken in order to make them do more efficient or more effective foraging or whatever the use case will be down the line when the devs continue to evolve the game. But now, for now, I will show you, I have set my roosters and chicken out. I've got a bunch of inventory. So we can go here to see our inventory. So go inventory, equips, and then hit the veg button. And it'll show you the inventory, what I have in the inventory and storage, what the quantity is by resource. Okay. So once you have foraged and you have some resources in your silo, then you're ready to craft. Obviously, in order to craft, you have to have a blueprint, right? So you must own the blueprints in order to be able to craft them, obviously. So right now, here are all my blueprints for my farmland, and here goes my equips or my blueprints for my birds, if you will. So for example, I could craft this lumber plaque. This turns a blank neck on the chicken or rooster trait into a 0.5% lumber trait. So I could craft this if I wanted to and use this on my chicken or rooster that have a blank or open neck trait. And if I did that, it's going to ask me for, here's the ingredients in order to craft that item. 150 lumber, 60 stone, 50 mech, no mana, no liquidium, 3 tungsten, evaxium, none, no gold, no dark matter, 25 egg, and 60 fert, plus it would require some worm. Okay, so that's if I wanted to craft a lumber plaque item that I could equip my chicken or rooster with. But I, right now, am more concerned about crafting some of these items for my farmland, because if I have a farmland, such as this beautiful farmland right here, if I have a farmland that has a lot of green space, right? A lot of green space. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So here goes one of my farmlands. And this farmland has a lot of green tiles, as you can see, right? It's got some dark matter, it's got some water, some different resources are on there. And you can see my resources down here, right? of the resources that I have on my farmland. But I'm missing gold. I'm missing some tungsten. I'm missing the vaxium. I'm missing some of the 10. I have 6. I'm missing 4 resources. But the beautiful thing the devs have done is for all of these green spaces, these green tiles that have nothing on it, the things that we thought, I've got nothing on my farmland. Well, now I can turn this open green tile rather, into a resource that I'm missing. So that is the beautiful thing about this game, where I think the devs have provided some balance, continually provide balance to make sure that the game is always integrated on every front. But I can turn one of these tiles into a resource that I'm missing. So if you look over here back in foraging, you can see I've got veg, mana, stone, mech, liquidium, lumber for this farmland. I'm missing dark matter, gold, vaxium, and tungsten. So if I have a blueprint for one of those, I go over to crafting, pick out the farmland that I want, hit equip, and then it will show me, for example, if I want a vaxium, click on the vaxium blueprint, and then it will show me the ingredients I need to craft that tile, that vaxium tile that will turn that grass into a vaxium. It has quite a bit of uses, but eventually it will wear out and I'll need to have another one, but I own the blueprint. So essentially, as long as I don't sell my blueprint, I can continue to craft these items. As they run out, I can just swap out and equip my farmland with another one to keep it going. So here, if I wanted to craft an vaxium tile, I would need 100 stone, 30 mana, 30 of vaxium, 3 dark matter, 40 eggs, 80 fert, and 500 worm. Now you can see I'm low on a vaxium, and this is why this is very important, because if I don't have a vaxium on my farmland right now, I can't create this. So where am I going to get a vaxium? Well, that's what I'm doing right now, is going to provide the same opportunity for someone else who doesn't have a vaxium. So I've already crafted a couple of vaxium seams, right? If you go to my inventory and then click on equips, and you can see I've already crafted a couple of vaxium seams because I have a couple of farmland without a vaxium. So I'm going to have to equip those to my farmland to get more vaxium so that I can continue to craft more of these and potentially sell them on the marketplace. Okay. So that's a vaxium. Log cabin. We'll turn a blank tile into lumber. You got placer or placer deposit that'll turn a blank tile into gold. You got wolframite ore that'll turn a blank tile into tungsten. And so here's the ingredients. I need 100 stone, 40 mech, 15 tungsten, 50 egg, 80 fert, and then I need 800, 600 worm. Sorry, my eyes are failing me a little bit. But if I wanted to craft that particular item, once I have enough worms, I just switched over to my other farmland, 600 worm. I just hit the button craft, and it will craft that item for me. And then as soon as I hit that, if I go back over to inventory over here and click on equips, it's going to show me that I have it here in my inventory. It won't be ready to use. It takes about 5 hours for it to craft. So it won't be ready to use, but it will show up in my inventory that I have it and that it's coming. And as you can see, I've crafted 3, 6, 9, 11, 13, 15, 16 so far. And, my plan is to use some of these on my farmland that are missing them, and then sell some of these on the open marketplace so I can continue to do more. I can continue to craft more items so that I can continue to either outfit my farmland with more of these or just keep selling them. So I've got 3 gravitational fields that I've crafted so far. Gravitational field turns a blank tile into a dark matter tile. And again, if I go back to my farmland, farmland, there we go. If I go back to my farmland, you can see that I have, for example, dark matter. I have one dark matter on this farmland. I have 3 blueprints or 3 crafted dark matter items, and I can put 1, 2, 3. I can put 3 more dark matter tiles. That give me 4 tiles. That means when my rooster or chicken go out and forage, they're going to come back with a lot more dark matter, right? Because right now I've got 1, so I'll increase my chances by about 4 if I were to do that. Or I could just do a dark matter, a gold, or a vaxium, right? Fill these up with different ones. But I can also stack. I can do as many as I want to of those items to make my farmland more rich and fertile and give it the ability to continue to bring back more of that particular resource. So the purpose of foraging is for our chicken rooster to go out and to find these resources on our farmland. And then once we've done that, we've got a blueprint, we can then craft those items, and then we can then equip those to our farmland or to our chicken or rooster to give us the missing pieces or to give us more of what we are looking for. Now, I told you that you have to have the blueprint in order to craft these, right? So if you don't have the blueprint, you're going to have to come over to the marketplace and you're going to have to find the item, the blueprint, if you will, that you need in order to craft that resource. So if you didn't have gold, for example, you got to come to the marketplace. You got to find a placard deposit. You got to click on that one, and then you're going to have to purchase it. And once you get the blueprint, you can then you can craft one of the 25,000 available to craft, right? This shows you the supply, right? Turns a blank tile into a gold tile. 25,000 is the item supply. So you can create as many of those as you want or that you need. And then you can also create them and sell them, if you will, on the marketplace. But this is the only way for you to craft an item. You got to have a blueprint. If you don't have a blueprint, you can't craft an item. So if you don't have a resource on your farmland, you're going to need to hit the marketplace and either buy the resource when the ability to sell the crafted items exists, or buy the blueprint and then start crafting them yourself. But if you don't have the resource, itself on your farmland, you will be able to go to that marketplace and buy a resource that you're missing. That's what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing right now with my crafting in the foraging section. I am actually creating these resources using my blueprints. I'm creating these resources so that I can outfit my farmland with the missing resources, right? Like in this case, dark matter, gold, vaxium, tungsten. And then when I get done creating all of the items I want for my farmland, then I can start maybe selling some of those on the marketplace, make up some more money so I can do some other things with the game. So essentially, that is what crafting is.